business day.
Shannon Sharpe is fuming. Not at the $50 million lawsuit hitting him like a freight train, but at Monique, the very person who once tried to warn him. Now, she's roasting him on stage, and the internet, oh, it's eating it up. But here's the twist. Shannon feels betrayed by her, and by everyone around him. A viral clip of Monique lighting up Shannon during her comedy set is making serious rounds online. She didn't hold back, clowning his legal drama with the OnlyFans model who's now suing him for $50 million. And the internet? Yeah, it's having a field day. Now, insiders close to Shannon say he's livid, embarrassed. He thought his celebrity circle would stand by him. Instead, he's being dragged hard. Fans are even digging up receipts, reminding everyone of that conversation on Club X, where Monique literally told Shannon to stop chasing young women who only see dollar signs. She tried to give him game, tried to steer him straight, but what did Shannon do? He brushed her off like her words meant nothing. Now the consequences are piling up. His public image is tanking. Even if he wins the case, the damage is done. His massive $100 million podcast deal, it's hanging on by a thread. Major brands already pulling back. And people in his inner circle going ghost fast. And now everyone's asking the same question. What exactly did Monique say on stage that hit Shannon so hard? Especially when she was the one who tried to keep him out of this mess in the first place.
What the two teams that call me on you say, what's your phone number, where you gonna be?
Who that?
Shut the up.
And just one more thing about Mr. Sharpe. Not so sharp, clearly. It is my theory, just my opinion, my theory, not fact, my opinion. I think all of this RACE rhetoric that was in those text messages started with him. It started with him. It's becoming more and more clear to me, in my opinion, that he has a race fetish. He has a fetish for that type of dynamic. Think about it. This was a 19-year-old white woman when he met her. I don't know any 19-year-old white woman that's running around hollering about a big black baby and baby gravy. Shannon was a 54-year-old big black grown man from the backwoods of Georgia. Gravy sound like something he's familiar with. Big black babies, he probably seen a few in his day. Born in the backwoods of Georgia where he grew up with his grandma and all the other folks. But I just don't think that came from her. Now, is she repeating it back in those text messages? Yes, that's why he released her messages, not his. Peep that, okay? We haven't seen what his responses was. And I guarantee you, when they post those messages, y'all gonna see. All of that race started with him. It's a fetish. And he could only play that kind of stuff out with a young girl. He couldn't, like Monique was trying to tell him, get an older gal. Older gal ain't going for that. They was going to immediately know he was a freak and a weirdo. A 19-year-old don't know no better. That's why she repeated it back to him, because he said it to her first. Older men, that's why they tend to want to be with younger women. They're more impressionable. They can mold them. They can shape them to be what they want them to be. Do what they want them to do. You let him come to a 40 or 50-year-old woman talking about put a big black baby and baby gravy. We gonna be looking like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, that started with him. Mark my words, it's gonna come out. But that race stuff started with him.
Monique lit the stage on fire during her set on Katt Williams' Heaven on Earth comedy tour. And this time, Shannon Sharpe was right in the crosshairs. She didn't hold back. Monique threw it back to the moment she gave Shannon some tough love, and how he brushed it off like it was just another joke. With a sly grin, she teased, 26-year-old girl? You don't need no 36-year-old girl, no. The crowd erupted. But behind the laughs, Monique was dead serious. She saw this mess coming a mile away. While fans are still stunned by the serious accusations Shannon's facing, Monique, she's standing on business like, I told y'all. She wasn't surprised. She warned him. And now, people are wondering, could this entire scandal have been avoided if Shannon had actually listened? Because it's starting to look like Monique just said what everybody else was too afraid to say. Shannon did this to himself. Right after the lawsuit news broke, fans started digging. And guess what resurfaced? That old clip from her February 2024 appearance on Club Shay Shay, and now it's going viral all over again. In that clip, Nique didn't sugarcoat anything. She looked Shannon dead in the eye and said, "Stop messing with women half your age. Go find someone grown, someone who's not just after your wallet." It wasn't shade. It was straight up wisdom. She made it crystal clear. Find a partner who respects you, not someone chasing clout or cash. Now, Nique has always been known for her unfiltered honesty. Some folks love it. Others say she does too much, but when it comes to this Shannon situation, even her critics are admitting she was spot on. She wasn't being vague. She wasn't dancing around the issue. She called it out, and what did Shannon do in that moment? He giggled, laughed it off like it was just another bit. And then he kept living it up with OnlyFans models like he was untouchable. Fast forward to now. Shannon's out at ESPN, tangled in a massive legal battle, and watching his entire brand fall apart in real time. That interview, it's starting to feel more like a prophecy. Fans are rewatching it and saying Nique saw it coming before anyone else. One viewer commented, "One thing about Nique, she jokes, but she don't lie. Shannon Baldhead should have listened instead of laughing. Now look at him," another added. "Shannon Sharpe got what was coming." I don't know who's in his inner circle, but even on the show, he had 3 different guests warn him: Katt Williams, Nique, and Lil Yachty.
I know there's a budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number, I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay. So you can have a wedding with 30,000?
I don't know what you can have. I ain't even want to get married. I don't give a damn. Hey, they better go get one of those Hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fried catfish and spaghetti plate. Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they charge by the plate? $10.50 a head. Spaghetti, fried catfish, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you get. Man, I'm not fit to go pay. Just because they daddy something. Oh, hell no, man, I wish I might.
I was once dating this chick, right, Skip, and she was married, but she was getting a divorce. I knew I wanted her. I said, you know what? I'll pay for the divorce because I believe she was the one. That's what I did. I said, why you arguing about this? He wouldn't sign the papers. I said, why you arguing about this little bit of money? I gave her the money, filed the divorce because I believe. I keep it 100 with y'all here, Skip, but I did that.
But here's where it gets wild. Despite everything falling apart around him, Shannon Sharpe still doesn't seem to see the bigger picture. Word is, instead of reflecting on his choices, he's furious that Nique used his drama for laughs in her comedy set. He's not upset at himself. He's upset at her, but let's be honest, she tried to help him. He just didn't want to hear it. And now, Shannon's got smoke for Nique. He's salty. She's cracking jokes. While he's drowning in legal chaos, insiders say he really expected his celebrity friends to rally behind him. But what did he get instead? Silence. Barely anyone has stepped up to defend him. And that silence? It speaks volumes. The truth is, people aren't exactly rushing to show sympathy. This lawsuit feels less like a shock and more like the final blow after years of reckless behavior. It's all catching up. Shannon's name has been in messy headlines long before this case. And now, even more dirt is surfacing. Stuff that's making fans question who he really is behind the scenes. One clip going viral right now shows Shannon completely losing it during a recent episode of his podcast, Nightcap. It happened on the April 30th show. While discussing the 2025 NFL Draft, Shannon suddenly turned off camera and shouted, "Shut the F up." Fans were stunned. The outburst felt raw, unhinged, and totally out of nowhere. But that's not all. He's also catching heat for comments about his daughter's weddings. In another Nightcap episode, Shannon said, flat out, he wouldn't spend more than $30,000 on each of their weddings while chatting with co-host Ocho Cinco. He even joked they could just serve spaghetti and fried fish to cut costs. That joke? It did not land well. People pounced immediately, especially since this is the same Man who allegedly offered that OnlyFans model $10 million to stay silent and avoid going to court. It didn't stop there. More backlash followed after leaked texts surfaced, claiming Shannon offered the woman $25,000 per cheek. Yes, that kind of cheek. Now, fans are stacking these moments side by side, and it's not a good look.
The absolute true story. I'll put this on. I'll put this.
Fist bump.
No, don't do that. Don't be. Y'all ain't no good. That ain't Shannon. That's not. Don't do that. Y'all.
Now here's where things really spiral. Fans have started pointing out the obvious. Shannon Sharpe seems quick to throw huge sums of money at women. But when it comes to his own daughter's wedding, he caps the budget at $30,000. That contrast? It hit a nerve. People are calling out the disconnect in his priorities, and it's only making an already messy situation look worse. One fan didn't hold back, writing, "Shannon needed this downfall to finally expose how much of a hypocrite he really is. He just lost whatever respect people had left." Another comment went viral. Out here offering an ex-OnlyFans worker millions, but can't spend more than $30,000 on his daughter's big day. The math ain't mathing. And just when you thought the backlash couldn't get any louder, it did. Because now Shannon's being called out for something even messier. Fans are digging into what they believe was a twisted race play fantasy involving Gabriella, the OnlyFans model, suing him, and the so-called receipts. They're allegedly coming from his own leaked text. In one message, Gabriella supposedly said, "I want you to put a big black baby in me." The internet froze, but what really raised eyebrows was this. Shannon never posted his side of the conversation. Now, fans are wondering if this racially charged roleplay wasn't just coming from her, but may have actually been his idea from the start. After all, Gabriella is a paid model, and some believe she was simply repeating what he wanted to hear. One viewer summed it up bluntly. Let's be real. That weird race stuff came from Shannon, not her. And that's not even the worst of it. More disturbing clips are resurfacing, and they're not helping his case. In one viral video, Shannon openly admits he once paid for a woman's divorce because he was so obsessed with her. Meanwhile, his own daughter is expected to cut corners on her wedding budget. The double standard? It's glaring. Another resurfaced moment shows Shannon telling a graphic bedroom story so wild. Even Deion Sanders was left speechless. And that says a lot. People in the comments weren't laughing. In fact, many said that was the exact moment they stopped watching Nightcap. The vibe? Too much, too personal, and frankly, too cringeworthy for a man pushing 60. One fan wrote, "It's giving midlife crisis, not grown man wisdom." And now, Shannon's personal life is all over the internet. Every new clip, every old quote, just keeps adding fuel to the fire, and the industry's taking notice. Even Dr. Umar Johnson is speaking out now. And he's not pulling any punches. Dr. Umar said, lawsuit or not, Shannon should have never been involved with a 19-year-old girl, and he made his point clear, even if this turns out to be a shakedown. He had no business messing with someone that young. Then there's the NDA issue. Gabriella allegedly refused to sign one. That alone should have been a giant red flag waving in front of Shannon's face. But he ignored it. Now, fans are done giving him the benefit of the doubt. And when it comes to his beef with Monique, they're definitely not siding with him because, let's be honest, she didn't just throw shade. She gave him real advice. Right there on Club Shay Shay, she told him the truth, tried to help, and he laughed it off. Now the tables have turned. The jokes are on him. And fans are saying he's just facing the consequences of his own choices. And those consequences? They're no joke. Because Gabriella isn't just dragging his name, she's demanding a jaw-dropping $50 million in damages, and based on recent reports, Shannon might not even have that kind of money to make this go away.
ESPN contract is up next year. And the word on the street is that you want something in the range of $100 million for 5 years.
Right.
true. It ain't false. I always want as much money as I can get. I'm not gonna apologize to that. I'm a capitalist. What I would say to you is I would ask respectfully, pay attention to the industry. See what people are getting paid. See how much money they're making and what they're bringing to the table. Look at their ratings. Look at their revenue that they're generating. And look at
anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
what does that even mean?
I'm gonna forget it. You wanna be a dick to me now, so.
I don't wanna be, don't manipulate me.
I don't know that person. If you said that one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to be free.
Yeah, you do. I don't think you.
Celebrity net worth sites currently estimate Shannon Sharpe's fortune at around $30 million. He earned about $22.5 million during his NFL career, with his biggest payout being a $5 million season from the Ravens, part of a 4-year deal, worth $13.8 million these days. Shannon's pulling in serious income from his media hustle, reportedly close to $10 million a year. That includes his growing podcast empire, brand sponsorships, TV appearances, and his luxury brand KGAC's Le Portier Cognac. But even with all that, Shannon is still trailing behind his former First Take co-host Stephen A. Smith, whose estimated net worth is sitting at $45 million, and climbing. Stephen A. recently inked a massive 5-year, $100 million deal, making him one of the highest paid sports personalities in the business. Meanwhile, Shannon, he's battling lawsuits, losing endorsements, and watching his media empire start to crack. And here's the twist. Right before Gabriella filed her lawsuit, Shannon was on the verge of securing his own $100 million podcast deal, according to Front Office Sports. As of April 18th, just 3 days before the lawsuit hit, Shannon was finalizing a deal that would have locked in funding for his entire Shay media empire. This wasn't just about Club Shay Shay. We're talking a full slate, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520, The Bubba Dub Show, Humble Baddies, all of it under one powerful brand. He was building something huge. Then it all hit pause. Once Gabriella's complaint went public, the entire deal was thrown into uncertainty. And if it falls through, it's more than just a financial hit. It's a blow to Shannon's legacy. The lawsuit alone is demanding $50 million in damages. That's more than Shannon's entire reported net worth. And while he brings in big checks yearly, that kind of payout could wreck him. Now, to be clear, Gabriella might not walk away with the full $50 million. Civil cases like this are complex, and it all depends on what the court decides was consensual and what wasn't. It's entirely possible Shannon won't be found legally responsible at all. He could win, but even if he walks free in court, the damage to his image might already be permanent. Why? Because the public has already seen the leaked texts, heard the audio, including the moment Shannon allegedly threatened to choke Gabriella. You can't unhear that. And that brings us to something even bigger than court verdicts: public perception. When it comes to major brands like Disney, the parent company behind ESPN, they don't wait around for convictions, they act fast to protect their image. Bad optics alone are enough. And Shannon's name, it's trending, but not in the way brands want right now. He's not just in trouble, he's a walking liability. Even if he's legally cleared, companies are already backing away, not because he's guilty, but because they don't want to be next to the mess. Now sure, there's always room for a comeback. Shannon has fans, he has a platform, and people love a redemption story, but if that comeback ever happens, it won't be quick and it won't be easy, because let's be honest, this isn't just bad luck. It's the result of choices he made, warnings he ignored, and people he chose to surround himself with. He had folks like Nique and Katt Williams trying to drop wisdom on him, trying to help him see the road ahead, but instead, he chased after a young OnlyFans model and got wrapped up in a scandal. That was never worth it, and it's not just the age gap that people are talking about, it's the power imbalance, the alleged racial fetishism. and the entire dynamic that feels reckless and inappropriate. When you're tied to brands like Disney and ESPN, anything that even looks like a scandal is enough to burn bridges. Doesn't matter what's true. If it looks bad, they'll cut. You lose fast. So now the question is, can Shannon actually bounce back from this, or is the damage already done? And as for Monica's, does he even have the right to be mad at her? She didn't just clown him, she warned him. Loud and clear, he laughed. Now, she's turning pain into punchlines. And fans are saying at this point it's fair game. So what do you think? Is Shannon cooked? Or is there still time to write a comeback story? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this drama, it's far from over.